is happening, everybody? Thank you for coming by and joining me on one of my PGA DFS top 5 videos. This one is the Sleepers video for the Waste Management Phoenix Open. And hey, listen, we are 2 for our last 2 in hitting the winner out of this video. Now, if we could just put the winner together with 4 other guys, 5 other guys to make the cut, we'll be in a really good position to win, especially when you get somebody like Siwoo Kim, 10% owned, or even Patrick Reed last week at around 5% owned. Some really good value there. So let's try and make it 3 for 3 here this week on this sleeper video for the Waste Management Phoenix Open. We're going to start off with Scottie Scheffler, who has had 2 really tough miscuts in a row, missing on the number each time, both times being in really good position to easily get through the weekend, but his irons are just not quite up to par. So that's why I'm a little bit concerned. However, his off the tee game looks absolutely fantastic. So hopefully this week in a little bit of a better position to capitalize on that strong off the tee game right now. So let's go ahead and fire him up. 6% owned now. Did miss the cut here last year. Only played here once in his short career. Like I mentioned, 2 hard miscuts in a row. 9th off the tee, 200th and 11th on the approach. Oof, that is very tough. 52nd around the green and 123rd putting. But he's one of the top ranked in putting from 15 to 20 feet. I think you should see a lot of those this week. I'm going to go right back to Will Zalatoris as my next guy. Listen, if he's going to be projected under 10% owned because his salary is at $9,000, I'm fine with that. I'm taking similar approach to what I did with Tony Finau last week. Forget about price. Same with Patrick Reed. Forget about price. Worry about where they finish. I think he finishes in the top 10. I think it's a really good quality event for him. 6% projected own right now. I think that'll probably trend towards the 10% own. Still, I love getting 2x of Will Zalatoris here. I feel a lot more comfortable with him right now than pretty much anybody else in the 8,000 range, and they're all projected right around similar ownership. Talking about Zalatoris, we know his strokes gain numbers off the tee are fantastic. 8th, approach ranked 5th, 131 around the green and 137 putting is not bad. And last week around the green, be honest with you, he looked fantastic, including a hole out birdie from the bunker. So he's got the total package, does Will. All right, my next guy has been certainly on my fade videos if you've been watching them for a couple of weeks now. First of all, thank you for that. If you haven't, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you get notified when these are coming out. Of course, they come out at a little bit different times each and every week, so make sure you subscribe. That'll take care of getting notified when they do. So Russell Henley, he's been on my fade list for quite a while, but now nobody wants to play him. $8,200, 3.8% projected own. Came in 15th here 2 years ago, so I don't see why him in good form could return to that. So 8,200, 3.8% owned with a guy that's ranked 6th on approaches. Not only ranked 6th, but also ranks among the best in gaining over a stroke on average, which if he does that here this week, he's going to be in good position for a good finish. 55th around the green, and putting is even that bad, 101st. So I like Russ Henley in a bounce back spot here this week, relatively low owned. Also in a bounce back spot, Sebastian Munoz, 7,100. He's taken the last couple of weeks off, so he's definitely well rested. Came in 47th here last year. $7,100 for Sebastian Munoz. I think we're getting a really quality price here and only 2.7% owned. 100th off the tee, 75th on the approach, 98th around the green, and 166th putting. So not really that great at anything, but not really that bad at anything either. If he catches a good putting week, expect to see him in the top 20 come Sunday. My last guy I'm going to talk about here is Dylan Frittelli. He's checking in this week at 6,900, and still ownership is not quite following. Last week he had a pretty good week. He came in 53rd for all intents and just kind of had a bad back nine on Sunday, which could have definitely put him inside maybe even the top 30 at such a tight event. But still, he's really improved his off the tee game. So his course history being 63rd, I expect that to improve this year. Like I mentioned, his off the tee game is much better. And with his price coming down $400 from last week, not trailing on the ownership, I think it's a really quality time to jump on him. 86th off the tee this year, 205th on the approach. Obviously, needs a little bit of work there. 23rd around the green and 215th putting for Dylan Frittelli this year. So certainly some decent numbers that we like to see here. Obviously, maybe a couple of more wedges in his hands this week. That strokes gained approach will turn, and if it does, 6,900 is going to be an incredible value. So let's go ahead and quickly review back at the top. It's Scottie Scheffler, 9,100, 6% owned. Will Zalatoris, 9,000 price, probably somewhere between 8 and 10% owned. Russ Henley, 8,200, somewhere below 5%. Sebastian Munoz, 7,100, somewhere around 2.7%, 3%. And Dylan Frittelli at 6,900, somewhere around 4%. So thank you all for joining my PGA DFS Top 5 Sleeper video for the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Of course, coming out still to come. Depends on when you're watching this, of course. My Top 5 Fades video, which probably going to be Harris English again. Not going to lie to you guys, especially if people still want to go back to him at $9,300. I would much rather roster Will Zalatoris at this point. So expect to see him on there and a couple of other names. But until then, everybody, good luck this week at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, and we will see you on the other side. Cheers.